Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I want to talk to you guys about something that Dave Tate raised the other day, and I'm glad someone else in the industry has kind of said this, because I've always kind of joked with guys on here, look, lifting weights isn't hardcore. All right, some guys would be like, well, I don't know, we watched you rep out 500 pounds with no belt to celebrate turning 40, and that's pretty hardcore. You know what? No, it's not. It's not hardcore. You know what? And Dave was right. You're not a savage because you lift weights. I mean, if you butcher and eat people, okay, maybe you're a savage. All right, but lifting weights, weightlifting is something that the ancient Greek philosophers discussed resistance training and how to get stronger and gain muscle. All right, that was a whole philosophical, intellectual thing. All right, strength building is actually quite the opposite. It's elegant. It's civilized. A lot of people be like, what? Well, that's the reality of it. You know what? You're not a savage. You're not beast mode, and you're not hardcore because you go to the gym. All right? And every one of these kids who have that mentality, I promise you a decade from now, none of them are going to be strong. You know what? Most of you kids who have that mentality right now, unless you reiterate and reorient your brain and you stop needing that sort of goofy, psyched up, psychological nonsense to keep driving you forward, that you need those sort of slogans and ideas to keep you moving forward, you're either going to be busted up, banged up, and or you're just going to burn out. You know all those old guys you see out there who are like, yeah, I used to bench this much weight. I used to work out. I used to be really jacked. I didn't even use steroids or anything. And it's always some 35, 40, 50-year-old guy with a big beer gut who looks like he's never worked out. You know what? He's probably not lying. He probably did work out just like you worked out 20 years ago. He probably thought he was hardcore and went beast mode. You know what? He burned down and quit because it wasn't a lifestyle for him. He needed these weird, silly motivations to keep him moving forward. He also always wanted to push himself and not use calculated, systematic approaches to training. He didn't want to use intelligent approach to strength training to get brutally strong, injury-free. All these guys, yeah, I hurt my shoulder. You know why you hurt your shoulder? Do you know why guys hurt their shoulders? Because they don't know how to bench press. They take everyone's favorite exercise and they don't even know how to perform it correctly. They use more weight than they're capable of lifting. They don't know the proper bar path to avoid shoulder injuries. They have no clue what to do with their elbows. They just press and bounce stuff off their chest and lift their ass off the bench, and then they get hurt. Then they have shoulder issues and they can't train their chest or do any pressing for the rest of their life. Then they turn into a big, fat, unathletic, no working out piece of crap. All right? That's exactly what this beast mode and savage attitude does. That's all it does. It's marketing and it's hype to get young kids in the gym to come in and do stupid stuff and to buy pre-workouts and to buy silly crap that they don't need. That's all it is. You know the key to getting big and strong is to love what you do, to create good habits, to come in and lift sub-maximal weight over and over and over and over until you perfect it, to lift the same weight over and over and over till it gets easy, to use proper periodization, to pay attention to your recovery, to pay attention to your connective tissue. That's how you get big and strong and jacked. That's how you become the baddest mofo in the gym. It's an intelligent, systematic approach. And that also includes loving lifting. It includes loving this. You know, that's the other part of it. If you don't enjoy this enough that you don't have just intrinsic motivation to come in and train, to where you need that sort of mentality, you guys are like, well, I need to watch this guy on YouTube to get me psyched up. I watch C.T. Fletcher, Cali Muscle, or Rich Piana to get psyched up to go train. You need that external motivation. If you need that sort of external motivation, you probably need to give up on really being serious about lifting in any way, because you don't enjoy it enough to do that. And if you enjoyed it enough to do that, you wouldn't need that motivation. You would need to get psyched up. In fact, what good does getting psyched up do you? What good does any of this do you? Because it's about consistency. I mean, you want a 400-pound raw bench press, you're going to have to be consistent for years and years and years, and you're going to have to be injury free. Do you think getting yourself psyched up and screaming beast mode and using a bunch of crappy form, do you really think that's the best way to bench 400 pounds? Or do you think that's the fastest way to get busted up? All right, it's about consistency. It's about coming to the gym and following your program day after day, month after month, year after year. It is about loving the training and loving getting strong or loving getting bigger or whatever you're pursuing so much that you do come in on the days when you say, I don't really want to train. You know what? I'm not feeling it today. I'm not feeling it today. But you know what? My program today calls for 8 sets of 3 reps on my bench press. And you know what? That's what I need to do. I need to do it. I don't want to bench press today. I don't feel like it. Instead of saying, man, I better go find a pre-workout or a stimulant to get me all psyched up and ready to do it and slap and scream and do all this. No. Guys who are going to reach their goals, you say, you know what? Even though I don't want to do it today, I love this. I want these goals. I enjoy it. This is part of my lifestyle. This is part of my job. When you see it as part of your job and you know that it's Tuesday and that's what you're supposed to do, you don't make excuses. You just go in and say, okay, I may not be feeling it today, but this is part of my lifestyle. This is part of my job. This is just part of who I am. This is what I do. And you come in and you get it done without screaming, without slapping yourself, without needing a pre-workout. You go in and you get it done. That's it. You just go in and you do the work because that's what it is. All right. Weight training for any truly serious lifter who's serious about their results isn't about going beast mode. It's not about psyching themselves up. It's about going in and getting through the work. It's work. That's what it is. It's part of your job. It's part of your lifestyle. All right. It's just part of who you are. Anyone who's weak who trains, they're not weak for any reason other than they're probably a weak person or they just don't love the training. All right, that's it. That's it. That's all there is to it. If you love training and you want to get bigger and you want to get stronger, you're going to find the way to do it and you're going to approach it intelligently and you're going to spend time learning the best way to do these things. You're going to do it with efficiency. And efficiency, you'll find when you look at it and you look at all the data and the research and look at some of these guys like Matt Perryman and other people have researched in strength training that actually people who psych themselves up overtrain easier. People who psych themselves up psychologically and need all this external motivation actually burn out faster while lifting the same weight for the same number of reps. Right? It's not necessary. And it's quite frankly absurd. All right, weight training is a scientific, systematic approach to stimulating your body to adapt. That's all it is. What's savage about that? What's beast mode about that? What's beast mode about going in and hitting pre-prescribed numbers because you know that this is what you need to do today to get better, to either get bigger, to get stronger, to improve yourself, to reach your goals. All right? That is what should be your goal every time you go to the gym, is to say, what do I need to do today to reach my goals efficiently and effectively without getting hurt? That's what weight training is about. And all these people with this beast mode, savage, and they have to do all this stuff to motivate themselves. These people are not going to make it in the iron game. All right, these are just your consumers. These are the people who everyone sells supplements to. This is the people who everyone sells clothing lines to. This is the people who everyone sells all this workout gear to, all this support gear. These are the people who need all these extra wraps and sleeves and 3 different belts and all this other garbage. These are the people who need pre-workouts and post-workouts. These are consumers. These are the people who keep money flowing into the industry. These aren't the people who are going to make it. And if you're really serious about lifting, then you're going to forget all this nonsense and you'll understand that being strong and training is simply intrinsic to who you are. You don't need any external motivation. And you don't need any of these slogans or any of this hype or any of this nonsense. If it's just part of who you are, then it's just going to be part of your everyday. It's going to be your normal, and you're going to see it as just part of your life and your routine. To come in and do what you need to do to get the results that you need every day. That's it. And there's nothing hardcore about that. It's just part of your lifestyle. It's part of your normal. For everyone who's truly strong, I can promise you that's how it is. It's just their normal. Their motivation is intrinsic. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.